Good morning everyone, welcome to Follow Your Heart Intuition. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to do a slightly more in-depth Virgo reading, and I want to just say Happy New Year, Happy 2022 to everyone. Also, this is a Virgo reading in general, really. It's just Sun, Moon, Rising and also Venus, but also if you're attracted to the title, maybe this resonates with you. I haven't done Virgo for a while, so let's go and see what's going on for you, Virgo. So just remember, I think the North Node now is in Taurus, so that would work very well for Virgo. Virgo and Taurus get on well, they're both earth signs. Let's have a look. There we go. I think Virgo, for you this reading has to do with planning, resources and making efforts. And knowing that the efforts you've invested in will reap great rewards. You've got the Seven of Water, which is the Seven of, I believe, Pentacles. Be a little bit more patient. And for you, Virgo, it's also really important to take time out to meditate. If that resonates with you, I think really listen to that. You're in a strong position, and your strength really comes from being kind. What I also get with Virgo is being kind means being kind to yourself and being honest with others. So become aware of where you potentially give your strength away, and therefore your own power. And have the courage to step back if someone is pulling you into their drama. That's what I'm getting for you. And also, maybe you have a sense of feeling a bit trapped. But just remember, it's like you've put yourself into that gilded cage, and actually the way you've put yourself into it is because the door's open. So when you can get in, you can also get out. So I get the sense that there's some gossip going on around you, and you may not be aware of that, being quite innocent, but there are people kind of trying to take advantage of you. Could be family members. Especially one of them, they think they've got more of a hold on you than even your own family, as in the family that you've come from. Could be an could be an ex-partner, thinking she's got more of a claim to certain things than are rightfully hers or his. And this ex-partner is, she tries to manipulate you, and I think the family is trying to protect you. You get the sense that your family, your next of kin are trying to protect you, but this person is trying to, I don't know, somehow make themselves out to be looking better than they are, and interfering in your flow of what you want to do with your life. I think for you it would be great to learn a few things about, I don't know, your own needs. Maybe self-care. For you it would be great to learn a bit about psychology, and because you can see the cage here and the birds come out, and he's now studying. So really sort of don't let this person manipulate you, learn about manipulation, learn about, there's also a thing called the Stockholm Syndrome, that when you have been abused, you start to kind of sympathize with the collaborator. But I also get the sense that don't just stick your nose in a book to distract yourself. Because then you attract more of this kind of dishonesty with this person. Listen to your heart. That's another thing I'm getting. And really sort of start studying about people's psychologies, even though you're not really interested or you think you know it all. We've always got layers within us that we don't sit enough with and ignore it. We just sort of think, okay, let's get on. When we're alone, we think about it, and then it's like, let's move on. I also get the sense you might have some promotion going on. I also, you get the sense that there is a really trustworthy relationship. You'd like to actually enter a relationship, and there's someone you care about. They're really nurturing, they're compassionate, and they always speak directly from the heart. I'm going to get some more clarity on that situation. They're a very caring person. You might have had them in your life and you haven't fully gotten over them. This is the thing. Because that third party here, this bird up here, was interfering too much, and you gave your strength away because you felt trapped. And now that you're alone, maybe you're seeing the bigger picture, you're studying a bit more about it. We've got the 5 of Summer, which is 5 of Cups. I think you have functioned on the fact that just keep a positive outlook, but it's sort of like you've skimmed the surface. There's maybe some spiritual bypassing that's gone on. You sort of maintained a positive outlook will make things better, but ignored how to make things better. You thought, oh, it's easier to recover from life when I just sort of outwardly give this appearance, sort of fake it till you make it. But you can't just fake it. Some things need to be looked at more closely, and I get the sense that maybe you haven't given yourself enough rest, and that other person's been waiting for you, and you've sort of been a bit like a dragonfly hovering around the water surface, and you should have really given yourself a chance, or give yourself a chance to dive deeper and see what is actually the cause of this upset within you, this cause of discomfort within you, rather than just sort of give out that you're this very positive person. I think over the last few months you've grown pretty wise. And the reason for that is because maybe that person that you deeply care about has withdrawn totally. And again, you just think, oh, I can get a similar person like that again, and I've changed a lot, and there's a sense that you've actually really had to look at things in your aloneness. You don't like to think about things too much, and you're quite good at skipping over the surface of your emotions, but yeah, your world has sort of turned upside down now that maybe you had like a holiday break over Christmas, and you felt like, wow, I'm not enjoying the sense of being alone. And what's interesting is I can see the giraffe eating the leaves but not the fruit. It's a bit like you've always put yourself second, and actually you've put the other person second too, and somewhere that's playing on your conscience. Yeah, this person who's really nurturing and has been waiting for you and has always offered you all the best of themselves has sort of been left out in the cold a little bit. Like this penguin, whoops, sorry. Left out in the cold. They're a very regal person, they have a lot of self-respect. And I think there has a sense of awakening has been happening for you. Yeah, you just want to move forward. I think be aware that you don't just race forward to get away from what's deep inside of you that's sort of bugging you a bit or hurting you. You've done well professionally, but there's some kind of ego involved in this, which has left a sense of sadness, a resonance of sadness within you. And you're not quite sure on how to move forward on it. You've organized your life well financially, you've got things in one corner, materially in another, families somewhere else. It's quite a structured kind of way of living that you have because you like order, but I also get the sense that this butterfly is turning up again, and it turned up here. Something is still calling you. You've done it before, you moved on from a relationship, but without weighing up what is it really that you want to attract. And yeah, so love, in a way, long-lasting love, is something you wished for, but you haven't always made the right choices. You know exactly who this person is, but the sense that I'm also getting is because you don't want to put both feet into the water, it's holding the other person back too, and they're not going to just keep around waiting. It takes a lot of courage to admit when you've ignored something really essential. And it stagnates. It stagnates when you don't make a choice. Not making a choice is also a choice, but it stagnates. The water stagnates. And you're ignoring where the currents flow in a lake. You're ignoring... If you ignore your own currents, you keep the other person waiting as well. Yeah. You're gonna go, I get the sense that you're invited to certain social gatherings, like maybe one of your family members is getting married, or it's a very traditional sort of thing. I also get the sense that maybe mentally you feel like you don't quite know where to put your focus on, even though you're very focused, usually, Virgo. I think things aren't bad for you, but you realize that without this really special person in your life, things aren't quite as summery as they look. You're hanging around with friends who mean well, but they're trying to connect you in a way that is just not authentic. It's like being in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, rather being in a relationship because it's the right sort of thing, the right person. You're definitely looking for love. That's what I think. It's the ego is getting in your way. There's a sense of vanity or superficial covering up and presenting yourself as someone really you're not. It's like you're attracting people who really don't get you at the core of things, and you do all the work, and then you feel trapped. You feel like someone's put a leash around your neck, but actually you've let them. You are more calculating on the material wealth in the sense that maybe previously you've broken out of relationships and had to share your efforts. But the fact is, you'd prefer to re-engage with an old dynamic rather than step out of it and be honest with yourself and everyone else involved, especially those who are trying to hold you back. There could be a child involved or children involved, so your excuse is you're doing it for the children. But this is now a time for you to become aware of what your life experience have prepared you for. And this is a moment of truth. You've got to be really honest with yourself. And that there's a sense of need to declutter emotionally. And also get away from situations that aren't working for you. Literally get away from even friendships that in some ways hold you stagnant. Disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So this is a very powerful reading for you, Virgo. Whether you are prepared to put in the work and become emotionally decluttered and honest, or whether you engage in the old dynamics and sort of traditions of things, but knowing that you're different and wondering why you're different, listen to those voices, because there are people out there who speak your language, Virgo. If you do the work, there's a lot of good things coming your way. But it also may mean that someone you love, let them take the lead and follow their lead, because they will lead you into a very positive direction. And if you don't do that, you can't move forward and make great progress. If you keep thinking, I'm going to do it my way or the highway, Virgo, which is a sort of a limiting belief system, because at the end of the day, what is my way? What is really true for you? Holding people shackled isn't a way to make them reach their full potential, but also it's not a way for you to justify why you're not growing spiritually. So I think the message I'm getting for you, Virgo, is it's time for you to need to put in some efforts where you grow spiritually. I'm going to pull out an Aura Soma card for you, and so let me see what's going on for you here, Virgo. Actually, this is the card that I'm pulling for you here. It's like a sun over the ocean. Okay, and I've just sort of looked at the meaning of this particular card, and it's called Gold over Royal Blue, as you can see. And this particular dynamic of colors resonates with the Archangel Uriel, which is in many ways you have a sunny disposition. But you give out the air of being kind of not touched by certain things. what this energy is also requiring you to do is check in where you really are in your life and what is your life's plan from here forward. So go over the worth of things and your goals in your life and the authentic goals in your life, and look at things in a fresh way, and look whether you truly actually are bringing your visions and dreams into reality, or whether you're just kind of spinning your wheels, I guess. Even with the chariot, with the wheels, the chariot can also spin wheels. It looks like you want to move forward, but at the same time you're actually repeating old patterns. You need to get some inspiration and let this energy of inspiration lead you, which is the energy of love, really. You also are asked to put some of your worries aside and show your huge and open heart to someone who really, really gets you. And you should also be patient and wait for things to come to you in the way that really feels exactly right. And develop some more self-worth and a sense of self-assurance. And you need to free yourself from all circulating forms of dominance, and where you you become submissive. So if people are dominating you, even subtly, giving you calls at like 10 at night to check up whether you're at home, things like that, and you just let it happen, you need to really look at why you do this. So you need to free yourself out of these kind of habits of low self-worth and being dominated, and go deeper and see the beauty in the contradictions. See beauty in contradictions, because everything has its own worth. When the sun comes up in the sun's rays, everything has its own worth, and you're definitely worth it as well. So make room for a new beginning, so that you even can get over some of the crises or traumas that you've experienced. And really, it has to do with standing up for yourself and expanding your spirit, rather than constantly submit to other people's whims. And letting yourself be dominated. So that's a really wonderful reading for you, Virgo. I want to just look into the Sacred Traveler deck. So what I love about this Aura Soma card, it really resonates with what we've talked about. You not submitting or giving away your power for a superficial sense of happiness and peace, which is totally inauthentic. So there's some work for you that you need to be doing. Even listening to this channel might give you some inspiration. That is part of the work for sure. If you've been guided to hear this reading, then this is absolutely part of the work, and you're starting to listen to spirit and the guidance that you're being attracted to, and then a fresh new way of living can emerge. That's a beautiful card. That's called the Transformation card. So I would say, Virgo, you're definitely experiencing a sense of transformation. I still get the sense that you might back and forth for a while, but actually if you let it happen and sit with your feelings rather than avoid them, I think the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you a beautiful harvest. You can really live authentically, and you can meet that person that you'd like to meet. that person that would empower you rather than dominate you. A person that will help you expand and be your more authentically yourself than what you've been living so far. So Virgo, I hope this reading resonates with you and gives you food for thought, and I look forward to giving you another reading soon. Bye for now.